Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Casper, Wyoming, are you ready? There's only one thing left to say. Let's get ready for the Ultimate Rumble! And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I need him one more minute. All right, champ, you've been doing all the talking. You've done all of your something live on television. It's allowed. What round will you knock him out?
You always, I'm not calling round. I want to say one thing while we live and you can't erase this. You always said, Muhammad, you're not the man you were 10 years ago, right?
Right.
When I'm asking your wife, are you the man you was last year?
You'll get a quick answer.
60 pounds. This Olympic medalist now has a perfect professional record of 37 fights. 37 victories, including 33 knockouts. His KO descendant, the greatest in middleweight championship history, from Karaganda, Kazakhstan.
We're having a fight party tonight, y'all. Tune in. We're going to watch Mike Tyson knock out this youngin. Who was his name?
Gennady Golovkin, a.k.a.
Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lex the Conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to
I'm going to
Allah.
do play-by-play. I'm not even going to
Wrestling
gotta
fans.
hit the cash out.
And the millions watching around the world. Wearing black, officially weighing 150 pounds. The professional record of
I know he slapped the shit out of Jake Paul, right?
Todd, get upstairs and take out that guy.
And what's up? What up? What's up? I'm just testing it out, y'all. Testing out the system. Because, you know, I've been wanting to come to y'all like this for a while now. And here we go. Let's get buck wild now. Wait a minute, hold up. That's some bars. Hold up. But I ain't here for that. I'm here to step up your game, man. If you got what I'm saying, don't go insane. Let's try it out. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Elvis is damn near left the building. What? Hold up. Let's do this. Okay. Where was I? Y'all heard of the coronavirus, but what about the CHRONOVISOR?
Today, on the Mysteria Archive, we're delving into the CHRONOVISOR conspiracy. Did the Vatican steal our history with their secret time machine? Buckle up. Imagine if history wasn't what we think it is. Imagine if a powerful secret organization, not a rogue government or shadowy cabal, but the Vatican itself, had a device capable of peering into the past or even altering it. What if they had used this device to erase inconvenient truths to...
What? What are you talking about?
Even to prevent a future catastrophe that we'll never even know about. Well, according
The
to
Simpsons.
scientists and a handful of conspiracy theorists...
This is where the Simpsons get their information, by the way.
Called the CHRONOVISOR,
Oh.
and it might just be the most dangerous piece of technology never revealed to the public.
Oh, shucks.
Was it real? Or was it an elaborate hoax designed to mislead? And if it did exist, was it destroyed, hidden away, or even still in use today? Now, this is a fascinating story, and it's one of my favorites. It's true. It has so many...
Send me back to the Garden of Eden. I smacked that apple out of her hand.
origins of the chronovisor. A priest, a physicist, and a Nazi scientist walk into a church. The story of the chronovisor starts with Father Pellegrino.
I'll make sure the king don't kill Abel,
Respected exorcist and apparently a man with connections
because he
some
won't
of the
be
greatest
able.
minds of the 20th
Be
century.
disabled.
Ernetti wasn't just a religious scholar. He was also a physicist and a musician, specializing in archaic music theory and the study of
Can
sound.
y'all hear me all right out there?
Interest in the hidden frequencies
I'm
of
just
the
testing the
universe, he
system.
claimed, led him to something far greater
That
than
don't mean that y'all
science.
get to
It led him to a machine
tell me
that
anything
changed
other than yes, we hear
in the
you.
50s,
That's it.
Ernetti claimed that he'd been part of a secret
Oh,
Vatican project
wait a
to
minute.
construct a device that could view and even record history as it happened. He wasn't alone. He said this project involved Enrico Fermi, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist who built the first nuclear reactor, Werner von Braun, a former Nazi rocket scientist who helped the US get to the moon. Now, Fermi and von Braun were brilliant men, but why would they be involved in a Vatican-funded project to build a time-viewing device? It seems outlandish until you consider that both men were deeply interested in energy, waves, and radiation.
And they were making bets.
A crucial role in Ernetti's theory. According to Ernetti, the chronovisor was not a time machine in the sense of
Actually, they couldn't bet on the future. They had to bet on the past.
like a super TV.
So they kind of like go back in the past and make them fumble the ball,
Events. Sort of like a cosmic CCTV footage.
but they have to do it the day after.
Moment in history, he
Say, wait a minute, didn't I lose that bet?
energy signature. The chronovisor supposedly allowed its users
Yeah,
to
but I
record
won.
signals and watch history unfold as if it was still happening in real time. But if this
That's the
device
main
truly
thing.
existed, why would the Vatican bury its existence? And more importantly, what did they see that made them so desperate to keep it hidden?
Oh,
Let's pause here for a second. We're being told that a monk worked with some of the biggest names in physics and rocketry to build a Vatican-sponsored time television. And this isn't just some random basement scientist. This is Enrico Fermi, a guy literally responsible for splitting the atom. True.
did he spit the atom or did he split the
I
atom?
mean, was the Vatican trying to check if Jesus really walked on water, or were they betting on 1950s horse races?
I think the horse
For a
races.
second, that they really did build this thing. How exactly?
Now the horse race we can verify.
Chronovisor allegedly worked.
Plus, he don't know his Bible very well.
Television actually worked.
It wasn't Jesus that or Yeshua that walked on water.
Waves of electromagnetic radiation and sound vibrations that never fully disappear.
Peter
These remnants of the
walked
past
on the water
still exist.
until he realized where he was and he said, oh, damn,
The chronovisor,
there's sharks in this water.
acoustics and obscure theology could tune into these signals and reconstruct.
Jesus is like, run the shore, run the shore.
Think of it like this. Instead of radio
Run the shore, there's sharks in this water. That's when he started singing. He lost his faith.
Designed to pick up those transmissions.
But back to the coronavirus. I mean, chronovisor.
Events from centuries ago.
Oh, turn that joint up.
Be finely adjusted, like tuning a dial on old television to focus on specific historical moments with absolute clarity. So what kind of footage could it see? Well, according to Ernetti, anything. And what he claimed to have witnessed will blow your mind. So the idea here is that time doesn't disappear. It just gets stored as a kind of cosmic DVR recording. Now, if this were true, I'd have some very specific uses for this device. First stop, figuring out what really happened to the missing Malaysian Airlines flight. Or, better yet, I'd go back and see if the dinosaurs really got wiped out by that asteroid, or if we've just been lied to by big meteor. But let's see what Father Ernetti claimed he actually watched on the chronovisor. What did Ernetti claim to have seen? According to Ernetti, he and his team used the chronovisor to witness the destruction of Pompeii in 79 AD, Napoleon addressing his troops, the founding of Rome in 753 BC, the assassination of Julius Caesar, but most shocking of all, he claimed they saw Jesus Christ's crucifixion. In fact, Ernetti even claimed to have taken a photograph of Jesus using the device. The image surfaced in the 1970s, showing a sorrowful beard.
I want that sell like hotcakes.
Skeptics found something.
Yeah, he messed up.
Almost identical to a painting of Jesus found in an Italian church.
I know Jesus didn't pose for the picture, but then again,
because things take
I don't know.
turn when we look at what happened to the chronovisor next. Okay.
He's like, hey, what's that? That's a chronovisor. What's that? Say, y'all don't know, that's in the future, but I'm gonna go ahead and pose for the picture.
Back in the 1970s, but if you're going to fake a photo of Jesus, maybe don't use a 19th century painting that's literally sitting in a church somewhere.
You think?
actually had a working time machine, would they really let this information get out? Or would they cover it up? Alleged Vatican cover-up and the chronovisor's disappearance. According to Anetti, once the Vatican realized the sheer power of the chronovisor, they deemed it too dangerous for humanity. If anyone could look into the past, sacred mysteries could be exposed, historical narratives could be rewritten, and powerful institutions could be undermined. Fearing the implications, church authorities allegedly ordered the device dismantled, locking away its blueprints in the Vatican's secret archives, never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
Issued a very strange and oddly specific warning. Anyone using an instrument of these characteristics would be excommunicated
Or executed at dawn.
never existed. What were they afraid of? Some believe the church never truly destroyed the chronovisor.
Of course not. Why would they?
History, it was changing it.
Would you?
The chronovisor allowed them to edit what was seen.
Hey, I've got a time machine. Let's tear it apart. Hell no.
Just to recap,
At least sell that mother.
Secret Time TV watches Jesus and then suddenly decides, nah, let's just shut it down. Yeah, right, okay. And then 30 years
Or
later, they issue a warning against
he sees Jesus take the cross because he's so strong. You know, he was a carpenter, right? He take that cross and bang one side out of it, like the side where you put the arms. He take it and bang it on the ground and bang that side out of it, and take that part that he was laying on and beat the hell up out of him. I'm just saying. That's how I look at it. I don't know about y'all. But yeah. I mean, come on now. The son of a carpenter could definitely get a job done, I think. But back to the coronavirus. I mean, chronovisor, the time machine.
We know that the Vatican issued an oddly specific warning about a device they insist was never real. But here's where things get even weirder. Some theorists believe the chronovisor wasn't just a tool to observe the past, it was a tool to rewrite it. And if that's true, it raises a terrifying question. How much of what we know about history is actually real? Now, there are four main theories about how the Vatican might have used this device. Theory 1. The Vatican used the chronovisor to correct religious history.
Yeah, so they could lie a little bit better.
Didn't align with what's
Say, what? Jesus is black? Yeah, the name is Yeshua.
Maybe Jesus' true teachings were altered. Maybe
and he looked just like that man in Green Pastures.
Were erased from history altogether. Some theorists claim that the Vatican used
The one that played God.
historical events and
All black cast, Green Pastures, where God is black. And that's a fact. Matter of fact, I think they used the chronovisor to record that movie.
Something that threatened their authority. Would they really just leave it alone? All right, hold on. So now we're saying the Vatican was a time-traveling...
Shout out to all my revolutionaries out there pulling the night shift.
Go back and double-check the whole Noah's Ark situation, because I've got questions. And what about the dinosaurs?
What about the goddamn dinosaurs? There ain't no such thing as no dinosaur.
Let's keep going, because...
See, that's what they found out. They found out them as dragons, and they are still here.
Timeline, which was then altered. What if the chronovisor didn't just see the past, but it also glimpsed the future?
Uh-oh. If it glimpsed the future, we're all doomed. Uh-oh. The Simpsons. They got the chronovisor. They got the money for it. They can afford a chronovisor. Me, on the other hand,
let's go really deep here.
It took me 2 years to get a microphone. Come on now. And guess what? Oh, sugar now. That's what my drummer used to say. So we getting ready to step it up. People like, oh man, you can get started with $100. And I'm looking at them and start laughing. I'm like, excuse me. I looked in the chronovisor and I'd be on Skid Row if I do it your way. If I do it my way, we might just buy CBS. No, I don't want to buy NBC, CBS, none of them. I'll start my own black network. Hell yeah. The Black Ophenum Lion Network.
Anyone could look into the past. No secret would be safe.
No shit. And you're supposed to expose their lies any damn way.
And maybe, just maybe,
Maybe.
you can realize that having this
Epstein would have got executed long time ago instead of putting a doppelganger in the cell. It kind of look like him, but not all the way. You know, only your dentist knows for sure. So yeah, they put the doppelganger in there, and then they killed the doppelganger because you know damn well that doppelganger ain't gonna agree to commit suicide. Say, look here, man, you commit suicide and your family's gonna be wealthy. Now, if you don't commit suicide, well, let's just say they won't be so wealthy. But you'll still be gone. Either way. That's what they said to the Epstein lookalike. Shazam! As a matter of fact, they took the real Epstein in the front door of the jail and out the back door of the jail. And Diddy was driving. Took him off in a motorcycle.
Great. So now the Vatican is playing with reality like it's the Matrix.
And you know, Epstein did the reach around real tight while Diddy was driving him up out of that maximum security prison. Not so maximum. Y'all know Diddy got a motorcycle in there, right? He only goes over there for photo shoots, ride his motorcycle, pay all the people in there to say that they saw him, and keep it moving. That's when they grab him and say, all right, you're going to the hole. He's like, oh, yes, that's my type thing. And they take him out the back goddamn door. See, I'm telling you now, if I had a chronovisor, I could prove it. Go back in the past.
Let's be real. Was this thing real? Well, almost certainly.
And let's just say,
was it covered up?
Diddy got an island.
At the end of the day,
Epstein got an island. Both of them rich as shit.
On Earth. And if there were a time machine locked in their archives,
both of them got big time secrets on everybody. Except for Epstein's stuff is starting to come out. That's part of the deal. They say you disappear and we're gonna make some of this stuff come out. All the stuff that ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Oh, and let's not just forget about Ghislaine Maxwell in jail with a puppy. What? She ain't in jail with no puppy. What she is on Epstein Island, and her doppelganger gets a puppy. Ain't that some shit?
So people keep asking us, where do you film your podcast?
Her doppelganger get a goddamn puppy. So how the fuck you gonna give your doppelganger a puppy? Hey, it ain't fair. You know? But I'm just saying, I'm throwing up hearts and flowers for the ladies. It's still Ladies Month. It's not ladies. See, they said National Ladies Day. Well, I guess that was for their ladies. But our ladies, hell, this is National Ladies Year. God damn it. I'm declaring that 2026 is the year of the sisters. And wait a minute. We got to get back to the coronavirus. I mean, the chronovisor. See, don't they sound the same? It's like, come on, man. I think what they did was they went back in time with the chronovisor, and they said, man, you better keep everybody off the streets. They said, because it's a dragon flying around out there. Goddamn. You know? I'm just saying. Hey, if I don't tell you, nobody will. But you know, I'm going to tell you. So it's simple as that. All right. Now, back to the chronovisor. So this was a machine that was made in the Vatican. Well, it was hidden in the Vatican. I'm not sure where it was made. I would think it was made by the hand of God. It had to be. I suppose that's Jesus.
further fueling suspicion.
Jesus on
Ernetti himself,
DVD
later
coming to
interviewed,
you
maintained that the construction of the chronovisor was not
shortly.
just a technological effort, but also a spiritual achievement. For him, science and faith walked hand in hand. Could it be that the device was, in fact, an amalgamation of the laws of physics and ancient esoteric knowledge?
Mm,
After all,
that's an
the
idea.
idea that the past can be recorded finds parallels in various spiritual traditions, such as the Akashic Records, a kind of universal library where everything that exists or has existed is eternally documented. However, the secret of the chronovisor was
He
not
say
immediately
eternally.
revealed to the public. Ernetti claimed that, upon capturing the images, he and his collaborators realized just how dangerous this technology could be. A machine capable of revealing any event of the past represented an immense risk. Governments could use it as a surveillance tool. Enemies could manipulate history, altering the perception of truth. And perhaps most concerning, people's faith could be profoundly shaken. It was then that the Vatican is said to have become aware of the chronovisor's existence. At first, the Church regarded Ernetti's work with caution. As an institution that values faith above material proof, the existence of a machine that could confirm or deny sacred events was a paradox. Could spiritual belief be reconciled with such cold and definitive technology? The pressure on Ernetti increased. According to unofficial reports, the Vatican allegedly intervened directly to ensure that the chronovisor was kept secret. Ernetti, loyal to his church, agreed. The machine was said to have been dismantled and all records destroyed or, as many believe, stored in the Vatican secret archives, where the darkest and most controversial documents of Christian history are kept. Curiously, Father Ernetti never denied the existence of the chronovisor. Even in his final days, when questioned, he reaffirmed that the machine was real. In one of his most well-known statements, he said, "Time is like a river. We do not see it, but it is always there, flowing and storing everything that has ever happened." If the chronovisor truly existed, how was it possible that a monk and a group of scientists managed to touch the limits of time? And if the Vatican intervened, would that not be proof that this machine was indeed capable of revealing indisputable truths? Perhaps the most important question is, what exactly did they see with the chronovisor that made them decide to hide it from the world? The chronovisor, according to Father Pellegrino Ernetti, not only confirmed known historical events, but brought them to life with an astonishing and fascinating level of precision. For the monk, time erased nothing.
Rewrite real quick with AI in Acrobat Studio.
Like eternal echoes waiting to be tuned into. And that is what the machine did. One of the first visions reported by Ernetti was, without a doubt, the most extraordinary: the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. He described the scene in nearly cinematic detail. Christ was nailed to the cross, his face marked by suffering and his body bloodied from the lashes. His eyes, fixed on the sky, conveyed a mix of pain and serenity, like someone who had already accepted his fate. The sun, according to Ernetti, cast reddish hues over Mount Golgotha, while the murmurs of the crowd and the sound of Roman spears pierced the silence of the scene. Even the soldiers' garments, worn, covered in dust, were described. It was such a vivid image that it seemed like more than a simple vision. It was as if he had traveled directly into the past.
in
This
black and white.
description sparked heated debates. If what Ernetti saw was true, then the crucifixion of
I
Christ could
mean,
be
couldn't he
considered the
go
greatest
into the
historical
future
proof
and
of
make it in
Christianity.
color?
However, for others, such a real vision could
Damn.
shake faith, as it would turn a divine moment into something excessively human. Beyond the
And you know it.
crucifixion, Father Ernetti claimed to
Plus,
have witnessed one of the most
when they
prophetic
find out
speeches
that
of the
Jesus
ancient
was
world,
married to
Cicero's address in Roman 7. This historic
Mary
moment, while
Magdalene,
lost, was
oh,
described
it's
by him as
all
a
over.
demonstration of oratory so powerful that it made the walls of the
That
Senate
was
tremble.
his old
He
lady.
mentioned Cicero standing tall,
He came down
gesturing
here to be a
firmly,
man.
his
In
strong
other
voice
words, to do
echoing as he
everything that a
convinced the
man
crowd
would
with his
do,
sharp words. What
including
were these
have a
words?
wife.
Were they recorded with accuracy by the machine? No one knows, but the mere idea of recovering moments
And then when
like
they
this
see
makes it
Jesus having
tangible.
kids and stuff, they're like,
In their
wait a minute,
speeches,
hold on, we
treaties,
can't let
and
the people
decisive
see
debates,
this.
humanity lost forever.
Come on, man,
The
where's the footage?
chronovisor, however,
I
was
want to
not
see the
limited to
paperwork.
planned events. Father Ernetti reported having seen ordinary scenes from the
Where the
past,
footage?
such as everyday life in medieval villages. He mentioned observing women carrying heavy baskets of wheat, men plowing the fields, and children playing in cobbled streets under the watchful eyes of their mothers. Monks, in turn, appeared in dark monasteries, writing on scrolls by the light of flickering candles that swayed with every breeze. For Ernetti, these images were proof that every second of human life leaves a trace, and that, if we knew where to look, we could relive even the simplest moments. However, the most controversial revelation came in the form of a photograph of Jesus Christ on the cross. Ernetti presented the image as proof of the chronovisor's functionality. The figure showed a bearded man with a serene face, looking upward with an expression of surrender. It was a simple yet powerful image. Nevertheless, critics were quick to attack it. They claimed the photo was identical to a religious statue found in an Italian church. Father Ernetti, however, never wavered in his assertion. To him, the photograph was genuine. When questioned about the similarities, he responded with an enigmatic phrase: "The truth bothers those who prefer the comfort of doubt." This episode raised an important question. If the chronovisor was capable of capturing the past with such precision, why didn't Ernetti present other evidence? Why didn't he reveal more complete recordings or other historical events? The answer was never given, but many believe he was forbidden to share further discoveries. Forbidden by whom? By the Vatican? By other greater forces? Or perhaps Ernetti himself realized that humanity was not ready for the truth the
By the
chronovisor could
powers
reveal.
that be.
In any case, Ernetti's account sparks deep reflection. What else did the chronovisor reveal that never reached public knowledge? Did he see something that contradicted the historical narratives we know? Something so extraordinary or so disturbing that it had to be silenced?
Dinosaurs,
This silence is what makes the
dragons,
story of the chronovisor even more fascinating. What did the machine
petrifying.
show Ernetti?
Or
And
he
what
showed
did he
them
hide?
giants
Perhaps the
when
biggest
they was
question is,
drowning in the water
what
in the
would you want to
flood.
see if you could peek through
Oh,
this window
man.
into time?
Believe me,
The
the
chronovisor,
dinosaurs didn't
with
have
its
to worry
near-blind
about them
attention to travel through
giants
the past,
because there wasn't no
radical and noticed by
dinosaurs.
the
There was
institution respected for
dragons.
centuries as the guardian of spiritual and historical truths, the Vatican.
And they ain't
The
nothing but a
Catholic
big ass
Church,
bird
the
to a
machine created
giant.
by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, represented a double-edged sword. If it were real, it would have the power to strengthen faith by confirming biblical events that
Let's
have
just call
upheld
him Priest
Christianity from myth.
Pellegrino.
But what if the
I don't call him
images
no
revealed
father.
something different?
Man, it
What if
say
we
right there
confront the
in the
foundations
word,
of religion,
call no man
history,
father, but
and
the
power?
Father in heaven. I
According to
approached
accounts,
a priest with
shortly after
that
the
too.
first tests of the chronovisor,
I said,
Father
"What?
Ernetti
Why
presided
callest
over a secret
thou?
meeting at the
Why
Vatican.
callest
The meeting
how?
allegedly
You
occurred
know, I'm
under the
trying to
strictest secrecy,
talk biblical.
attended by
Why callest
presidents
thou
and
me
high-ranking theologians of the
Father
church.
when there's
Questions
no
were direct.
one,
What did
no
you see?
Father but the Father in
How far
heaven,
can
and
this
you ain't
machine
my
go?
daddy?"
Although the
Huh.
details of this meeting were never officially confirmed, the silence that followed was deafening. Shortly thereafter, any mention of the chronovisor was quickly stifled, and Ernetti stopped speaking publicly about the subject with the same frequency. But why would the church react this way?
Of course, the church gonna react that way. It's like, man, ain't no money in it. Say, can you go to the World Series and get us a little bit of cash flow? And that might work. But back to the coronavirus. I mean, coronavirus.
This silence is what makes the story of the chronovisor even more fascinating. What did the machine show Ernetti, and what did he hide?
Uh-oh.
Perhaps the biggest question is, what would you want to see if you could look through this window into time?
Marilyn Monroe.
The chronovisor,
No.
with its near-divine
Wait.
potential to capture the past, noticed
Was
by
it
the institution that has acted for centuries as a
Cleopatra?
guardian of spiritual and historical truths, the Vatican. For the Catholic Church, the machine created by Father Pellegrino
Nefertiti.
represented a double-edged sword. If it were real, it would have the power to strengthen faith by confirming biblical events that have upheld Christianity for millennia. But what if the images revealed something different? Something that could shake the foundations of religion, history, and power? According to accounts,
Can't mess with black power, that's for sure.
Father Ernetti was summoned to a secret meeting at the Vatican. The
Mm-hmm.
meeting allegedly occurred under the strictest secrecy, attended by cardinals and high-ranking
Messing with them folks. That's when the devil come down and say, look here, it's written right there that the kingdoms of the world belong to me. And you ain't made no deal with me, so we're going to take this coronavirus down. Chronovisor, sorry.
And Ernetti stopped speaking publicly about the subject with the same frequency. But why would the church react?
Oh, but then again, God talks like that. The devil talks like this. You're going to have to take that apart.
If the chronovisor truly captured the past without any filter, it could confirm the crucifixion of Christ, the miracles, and the prophecies that uphold Christianity. However, it could also reveal unexpected or contradictory details that would shake the faith of millions. For example, what if the image of Christ were different from traditional representation?
That's right. It's black man.
Sacred had occurred in a less glorious and more human manner. Furthermore, the Vatican knew that the chronovisor had implications beyond religion. History, as we know it, was written by the victors. A machine capable of revealing the past with absolute precision could dismantle political narratives, expose historical frauds, and tear down myths carefully constructed over centuries. Who would have the power to control something like that? This risk became even clearer in 1988 when the Vatican issued an official decree that seemed straight out of a conspiracy novel. The Church expressly forbade the use of any technology that manipulated or captured temporal events, under penalty of immediate excommunication. The decree stated that such practices were an affront to faith and could lead to
execution
consequences. But here's the most intriguing part. Why forbid something that supposedly never existed? Why would a mere legend require such a severe response? This decree only reinforced suspicions that the Vatican knew more than it was willing to admit. Some theorists believe that the Church did not destroy the chronovisor, but instead hid it in the Vatican's secret archives. Accessible to the public, are known to contain documents and artifacts considered too sensitive to be revealed. What else might be hidden within? Could the chronovisor be stored there, dismantled and kept in silence, waiting for the right moment to resurface? Other theories suggest that the Vatican not only used the chronovisor to look into the past.
Hey, y'all think maybe they should give me the coronavirus? Visor, so that I can open that joint up and show y'all what's happening. What's up?
What if the chronovisor had been used?
That's what I thought.
These events? And what if what was seen revealed a future so dark that the only solution was to silence the machine and keep the secret? Neither confirmed nor denied the Vatican's direct intervention. But
I'm just testing out the system.
Intriguing clues. When asked why he did not disclose more images or recordings made,
and I'm bringing y'all the coronavirus. Chronovisor.
Statement made it clear that he
gotta say it slow.
Chronovisor could be so terrible that it needed to be hidden from humanity. Here arises a central question: did the Vatican truly act to protect the faith and spirituality of the world? Or was it afraid of losing control over the historical and religious narrative?
Well, in control of the money and the power. That's what's up.
That could profoundly alter our understanding of the past.
Yeah,
What
they.
if the chronovisor is the piece that connects all these secrets?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case may be, the Vatican's stance only deepens the mystery. The Church's silence is, in itself, an answer. If the chronovisor never existed, why not simply deny everything in a straightforward manner?
Because they like to keep you in. Like to keep you like that.
The truth is more dangerous than any lie. In the end,
if they tell you the truth, you won't believe it.
The conflict between the search for truth.
If they tell you a lie, you'll be looking for the truth.
The Church chose silence.
So they chose silence.
After all,
Silence of the
what
Lambs.
made them decide to hide the chronovisor from the world?
I need what you call it?
Producer who hates AI. This plugin might change your mind. This is
described by Father Pellegrino Ernetti as a machine capable of tuning into the past, seems to challenge the laws of physics and even the limits of the human mind. How could a simple invention reveal time with such precision? The answer, according to modern theories, may lie at the intersection of science, spirituality, and the conspiracies surrounding humanity's technological advancements. From a scientific perspective, the idea of accessing the past is not as absurd as it seems. Modern physics, particularly the space-time theory proposed by Albert Einstein, suggests that time is not linear. It is, instead, a kind of flexible fabric where past, present, and future coexist simultaneously. Thus, historical moments do not disappear. They remain recorded, like chapters of a book still accessible. What is missing is a device capable of navigating these temporal layers. Could the chronovisor be that key? Quantum physics also offers curious clues. Phenomena such as quantum entanglement and the collapse of the wave function show that reality, in its most fundamental form, is far more complex than we perceive. Some scientists suggest that subatomic particles may store temporal information, leaving a kind of energy trace in the universe. This directly connects to the theory defended by Father Ernetti. He believed that everything that happens generates vibrations that never fully dissipate. The chronovisor, then, would function as an extremely sensitive antenna, capable of capturing these vibrational traces and converting them into images and sounds. But what if science alone is not enough to explain the chronovisor? Many ancient spiritual traditions speak of eternal records of the past. The Akashic records, for example, are described as a cosmic library where every human thought, word, and action is stored. According to Theosophy and Hindu doctrines, anyone with the appropriate spiritual ability could access these records. Could the chronovisor, then, be an attempt to transform into technology what already exists on the spiritual plane? This concept also finds parallels in alchemy, a practice that sought to unite the material and the spiritual in search of supreme knowledge. Alchemists believed that time is cyclical and that everything is interconnected.
For the first time ever in Rome's exhibition Lux and Arcana, the Vatican's secret archives revealed.
They said it was a myth, a rumor whispered by monks and buried by the Vatican. But findings have suggested that this secret time device may have been more than just a rumor after all. They said it could see the past, but what's even more disturbing is the claim that it could also peek into the future. What exactly did it capture? And why did the Vatican reportedly issue a warning decades later, threatening excommunication for anyone who touched it? This device just might hold the keys to one of mankind's greatest mysteries, a machine that photographs the past. In 1972, an Italian magazine published a headline that sounded impossible.
Devil's Time Machine.
A machine that photographs the past has finally been invented. Let's get this straight. This wasn't fiction or some made-up story. In fact, the man behind the claim, a Benedictine monk named Father Pellegrino Ernetti, told the press that he had personally helped build a machine that could see into the past. According to him, this device could tune into historical events as if they were radio signals, capturing both sound and images from centuries ago. He called it the CHRONOVISOR. Ernetti didn't speak in vague terms.
He called it
described
CHRONOVISOR.
in
It's
detail specific scenes he
CHRONOVISOR.
claimed to have
Damn it.
witnessed with his
At least
own
I got
very
it
eyes.
right.
One of them was the ancient Roman senator Cicero, delivering a fiery speech to the
Unless they
Senate.
show Jesus
Another
is
was
black,
the
they're a
destruction of
damn
Sodom
lie.
and Gomorrah, the biblical cities wiped out in fire and chaos. He even said he watched the gory crucifixion of Jesus Christ, but he didn't stop there. Ernetti also claimed that a photograph of that very moment was taken through the chronovisor, and that he
Keyword
had
is
seen the image.
claimed.
His revelations felt like conspiracy theories until the photo he claimed the machine produced eventually surfaced. It showed a man on a cross, head tilted, eyes closed, with clear signs of suffering. To some, it looked like a typical religious icon. But Ernetti insisted it was not a painting or an artwork. It was an image captured directly from the past with no editing or illusion. That photograph alone was enough to stir controversy, but there was more.
Controversy,
Ernetti said
damn
the
it.
chronovisor wasn't just used to watch isolated
This
moments.
guy can't speak
According
worth
to
a shit.
him, the
I need to
machine
be
helped
take his
recover a
job.
lost play from ancient Rome named Thyestes by Quintus Ennius, a work that had been considered lost for over 2,000 years. He claimed to have transcribed it directly after watching a full performance via the device, and eventually that transcription was published. The world was shocked. Scientists began to ask questions, and historians were deeply puzzled.
And they trying
But
to figure
scholars
out
were
how in
skeptical
the
about
hell
the
did he
validity of
do
his
that?
claims. They argued that the Latin
Man, he
seemed
looked into the future and
inconsistent
figured
with
it
the
out.
playwright
Say,
Ennius's
now
known
what I need
style, and so they dismissed the text as a modern forgery.
is a
However, Ernetti
Black
was
Magic
insistent.
Cinema
He stood by
camera,
his story
and
and
it's
never
on.
admitted to forgery in any
We're gonna make some
form.
movies up in
The
this
article in
joint.
La Domenica del Corriere turned
I'm looking at
Ernetti
like
into a strange
$10,000,
figure,
so I need y'all
half
to hit that
scientist,
cash
half
app.
priest, wrapped in the mystery of a machine no one else had ever seen. He never revealed exactly how it worked, only that it was built with the help of a secret team of scientists.
And I'm just figuring it out. I know
Among
y'all
them,
can see
he
that.
claimed, were major names,
Say what?
including Nobel Prize-winning physicist Enrico Fermi. That name immediately raised eyebrows. Why would a world-renowned physicist and a monk be working together on a device that could view history?
While our
And
people
although
are worried
Enrico's
about
involvement
who gonna get
created
the
a
next
buzz,
phase,
Ernetti never clarified
I'm
why.
going into Chronovisor.
In fact,
and
after
come
the
back and
article
make
came
some
out,
bets.
he stopped talking about the chronovisor in public altogether. But just before
Damn,
he
he won
stopped
all
talking
the
about
bets.
this strange device, some strange
The
details leaked out to the public,
Simpsons.
and these details completely changed what scholars and scientists thought they knew about time
Right,
travel.
they knew.
You see, Ernetti said the machine was based on the idea that all sound and light waves from the past still exist. He said there were echoes from every moment in time, bouncing endlessly through the universe. He claimed the chronovisor could detect and reconstruct them, like a cosmic antenna locking onto the frequency of a moment long gone. The idea behind the device made things even more complex. Was this real, or was it all just a hoax? Even after Ernetti's death in 1994, his story refused to fade. The chronovisor became a disturbing and controversial part of Vatican legend. Some whispered that the device had been dismantled and hidden away. Others believed it had been destroyed after church leaders realized what it could do, because if the past could be observed, it could also be questioned. So what do we actually know for sure? Could Ernetti have made it all up? Could he have been tricked or even pressured into silence? Once you understand how Father Ernetti truly is, you'd understand why his claims should never be taken lightly in the first place. The man behind the machine. To some, Father Pellegrino Ernetti, the man at the center of one of the strangest technological mysteries tied to the Vatican, lived a life that seemed rooted in discipline, study, and faith. He was a Benedictine monk, a man of quiet devotion who spent most of his life at the San Giorgio Maggiore monastery in Venice. But unlike most monks, Ernetti was also a scientist, a musicologist, and a trained exorcist. These were roles that required a unique combination of intellectual rigor and spiritual resilience. He was well versed in ancient music theory and played a key role in helping preserve Gregorian chant. He held teaching positions in physics and music across respected Italian institutions and worked directly with the Vatican on matters of spiritual and scientific importance. This wasn't a man operating on the fringes of reason. He belonged to both the world of science and the world of faith, walking a line that few ever dared to explore as publicly as he would later be forced to. But in the early 1960s, Ernetti crossed a line that even his closest colleagues would struggle to understand when he claimed that he became part of a highly secretive team that brought together scientists, engineers, and Vatican insiders who were tasked with building a device unlike anything the world had
Secret
ever seen.
societies.
The goal wasn't to alter time or move through it, it was just to see it.
The HB 5598 is boss laser.
They out for information. It's definitely the information age, and they out for it. You big for sure. So I'm just figuring it out the system, y'all. So let's get back to it.
Watching live footage from centuries ago, Ernetti described it not as science fiction, but as advanced physics and a natural evolution of wave theory and quantum mechanics applied in a way that allowed past sound and light frequencies to be captured, reconstructed, and displayed. Unlike Hollywood's time machines, the CHRONOVISOR wasn't designed to transport someone physically. By his own account, it looked like a large television or viewing screen, surrounded by antennas, cables, and an array of technical components that worked through the manipulation of electromagnetic radiation. Specifically,
see, he was a
light and
musician.
sound
He know
waves
about that
Ernetti
sound
believed
and
were
light.
never truly
They go
lost,
together.
but rather just scattered through space.
As far
At the
as
heart of the device,
sound,
he
light,
claimed, were cathode
and
ray
frequencies.
tubes, similar to what old televisions
That's
used.
what he was working
These
with.
tubes received the reconstructed waves from the environment and converted them into visible images and audible sound. The frame of the machine, he said, was built using mysterious alloys, which he later described as unknown metals. He alleged that these metals helped stabilize the signals and limit distortion. In short, the CHRONOVISOR operated more like a time viewing console than a time machine. And the team behind it, if Ernetti is to be believed, was just as remarkable as the machine itself. According to his claims, two of the most significant minds of the 20th century were Enrico Fermi, the Italian physicist who helped build the first nuclear reactor and won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1938, and Werner von Braun, the German rocket scientist who helped develop the V-2 missile during World War II and later became the lead architect of NASA's Saturn V rocket that put humans on the moon. But to some, these claims felt a bit shady because Fermi died in 1954, well before Ernetti ever went public with the CHRONOVISOR story, and von Braun, despite his controversial Nazi background, had become a prominent figure in American aerospace science by the 60s. And so the question was, why would such individuals from such different backgrounds participate in a secret Vatican project? Ernetti never offered clear answers. He refused to give technical details or proof of their involvement, citing secrecy, risk, and the Church's decision to keep the project classified. But even more intriguing was Ernetti's explanation for why the CHRONOVISOR was never shared with the public. He said the Vatican itself became concerned not about the technology's limits, but about its power. The ability to observe past events, especially religious ones, posed a threat to doctrine, tradition, and possibly even geopolitical stability. If someone could watch the crucifixion of Jesus or verify the events of the Old Testament, what would happen to faith if the versions seen didn't match the scriptures? What would happen to governments if historical lies or hidden crimes could be exposed beyond debate? According to Ernetti, those fears weren't theoretical. They could change the very foundation of history. He claimed that after the CHRONOVISOR proved it could work, the device was quietly dismantled, and the plans were locked away in a secure Vatican archive, effectively shutting the works out of what could have been mankind's greatest invention. To make matters worse, Ernetti, perhaps under pressure or perhaps out of loyalty, stopped speaking about it publicly after a certain point. What made his story so difficult to dismiss entirely was how little he had to gain from it. He wasn't selling anything. He didn't publish a book, and in interviews, he always maintained a kind of guarded restraint. He said what he said and refused to say more. The few details that did slip out about its components, its signals, and its screens were more than enough to keep researchers, skeptics, and true believers intrigued for decades. And just as curious as what the machine could do is the question of why it was built in the first place. Was it just a theological tool meant to clarify church history? Was it a scientific experiment that went too far? Or was it created because someone in power feared something they wanted to prepare for or possibly prevent might be coming? It's possible that the Vatican didn't just want to look into the past. They hoped to see what was coming next. Did the Vatican see what was coming? The claim that the chronovisor could view the past was already extraordinary. But according to Father Ernetti, that wasn't the full story. Hidden between his carefully worded interviews and cryptic statements was a suggestion that pushed the limits even further. Ernetti claimed that the machine could do more than just replay history. It could, in some way, reveal events that had not yet happened.
I have no idea who came up with the idea to get me.
I'm just figuring this stuff out. We're having a watch party.
In the hushed corridors of the
and
Vatican,
it's for the
where secrets linger like echoes
of,
of forgotten prayers, there exists a chamber veiled in mystery. Within one of these secret chambers, allegedly lies the chronovisor, a device rumored to possess the power to peer through the veils of time itself. It is here that our story begins, with a Vatican insider who, in their final moments, shares a tale of wonder and revelation. The insider, whose identity remains shrouded in secrecy, was a trusted custodian of the chronovisor, entrusted with its care and protection. The user who posted the story stated that they were a family member, and that during their last moments, they revealed a fascinating story about the device. The individual who shared the narrative mentioned that it appeared unexpectedly, noting that her grandfather had never previously discussed such matters. This
like one of them
revelation
things
seemingly emerged
the
abruptly
witch
without prior
in the Wizard of
indication,
Oz
catching the
had.
narrator off guard.
That
She mentioned that he
had
held
in the
the
Wizard of
esteemed
Oz.
position of a cardinal within the
They're
hierarchy
like, man,
of the
step
church,
on through.
and emphasized
You
his
know it's a
unwavering
portal.
dedication and allegiance to the
On through and
institution.
take the pictures.
In her later years,
Come on back.
she reflected on how his demeanor had evolved, particularly noting a significant shift in his behavior.
It's all one
As
big
she recollected
lie.
the final moments they shared, she pondered the
A
catalyst
time
behind
portal.
this transformation,
He stepped through
speculating
with
that
an
it could have been a
old ass
profound encounter
black and
within
white
the
camera,
confines of
took
the
the
Vatican.
pictures and came back.
She vividly recounts her grandfather narrating a captivating tale
They
that
tears
revolved around a
nothing
mysterious
down.
contraption.
Why would
The
they?
individual characterized the gadget as having the capability
It
to
because
fixate on a
sold
specific
to
moment in
Vince
time
McMahon.
and display it on the screen of the
Or
device.
Donald Trump.
This functionality enables users to capture and observe a particular instance with precision, providing a detailed
Epstein
and
probably
focused
used
view.
that joint to get up
As
out of
time
here.
coalesced into images upon the chronovisor's viewing screen, the insider beheld a sight that would forever alter their perception of reality.
Uh-oh.
Before them stood the towering form of an ancient vessel, its timbers weathered by centuries of wind and wave. It was
Shiver
Noah's
my
Ark,
mother
as
jumping
it appeared
timbers.
in the distant past, a beacon of hope amidst a world consumed by flood. In awe and disbelief, the insider watched as Noah and his family toiled upon the ark, guided by divine providence and unwavering faith. They witnessed the gathering of animals from every corner of the earth, drawn to the ark by an unseen hand and a whispered promise of salvation. But as the floodwaters rose and the storm clouds gathered on the horizon, the insider saw something that sent a chill down their spine. Amidst the chaos and devastation, a figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes burning with a malevolent light. It was a fallen angel,
Right on, right
cast out from
on.
heaven for its defiance, now seeking to thwart the plans of the Almighty
Should
and
be
claim
an
dominion
email.
over the earth. With a sense of urgency born of desperation, Noah and his family worked tirelessly to complete the ark before the floodwaters engulfed the land. And as the rain began to fall and the earth trembled beneath their feet, they sealed themselves within the ark, placing their trust in the hands of a higher power. As the floodwaters rose and the storm raged on, the insider watched as the ark became a sanctuary amidst the chaos, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. And though the journey ahead would be fraught with peril and uncertainty, they knew that as long as they remained faithful, they would emerge on the other side, reborn and renewed. The woman was perplexed by the assertions and insisted that he was not known for joking or making up stories. She recounted that shortly after, he breathed his last breath, suggesting that it seemed like he had been carrying a heavy burden for a long time, and upon his demise, it felt like a weight had been lifted off him, granting him peace in his final rest. The woman's uncertainty regarding the claims was evident, emphasizing that humor was not characteristic of his behavior. As she reflected on his passing a few days later, she perceived it as a release of pent-up tension that had accumulated over years, culminating in a sense of liberation in his peaceful departure. Many people commented that this story sounds like he witnessed a mysterious device known as the CHRONOVISOR. The Catholic Church, particularly the Vatican, has a long-standing history filled with controversies. However, certain narratives delve deep into the harsh reality of ties to organized crime, connections with intelligence agencies, and individuals of significant global influence. What adds an intriguing allure to the claims surrounding the CHRONOVISOR is the substantial presence of these incendiary elements. Just like numerous facets intertwined with the secretive operations within Vatican City, the CHRONOVISOR remains shrouded in enigmatic obscurity, casting a cloak of mystery over its existence. This device is believed to possess the power to view past and future events, sparking debates and speculations about its potential capabilities and implications within the Church's historical context. The intricate web of mysteries surrounding the CHRONOVISOR intertwines with the Vatican's complex narrative, inviting further exploration into the depths of its enigmatic history and the intricate interplay between faith, power, and secrecy. The concept of the CHRONOVISOR gained prominence when it was introduced in the book The Vatican's New Mystery by Father Francois Brune in 2002. This book, penned by an individual well-versed in exploring the intersections between paranormal phenomena and religious beliefs, brought the CHRONOVISOR into the limelight. Interestingly, even before the release of this book, traces of public awareness regarding the alleged time-viewing machine surfaced as early as 1972, as evidenced by an Italian newspaper article proclaiming the existence of a machine that photographs the past. This intriguing revelation hints at a long-standing interest in the possibility of viewing historical events through a device. The CHRONOVISOR's mystical aura continues to captivate minds, blurring the lines between science, religion, and the unexplained. In delving into the origins of the CHRONOVISOR, one finds intriguing hints that trace back to the 1950s, a relatively recent era in the extensive history of the Vatican. The revelation that this device emerged in the modern age, as opposed to being an enigmatic artifact preserved since ancient times, adds a layer of credibility to the claims surrounding its capabilities. It raises the question of whether the narrative of its contemporary creation serves as a shield to obscure any potential divulgence of its truly ancient roots. The juxtaposition of its emergence in a time period close to our own, with the possibility of concealing a far more ancient lineage, sparks curiosity and prompts a deeper exploration into the mysteries surrounding this enigmatic device. In reference to the earlier mentioned article, it is highlighted that Father Ernetti, initially an Italian physicist who transitioned into priesthood later in his life, took charge of the project aimed at developing a peculiar device. This device, described as relatively small and crafted entirely from valuable alloys, featured a screen linked to tubes and tuning dials. To enhance the project's technical aspects, Ernetti sought guidance from the eminent Nobel laureate and physicist Enrico Fermi, who provided him with invaluable insights and technical counsel. Notably, the project also involved the collaboration of another figure stirring controversy, Wernher von Braun, who later emerged as a key rocket scientist at NASA. Von Braun closely collaborated with Ernetti, playing a significant advisory role in the project's advancement. This fusion of scientific minds with diverse backgrounds added an intriguing layer to the project, raising curiosity and interest among those following the developments. The CHRONOVISOR, although not a typical time machine capable of physically transporting individuals to different time periods, purportedly enables users to observe specific moments in time, primarily focusing on historical events, but also offering glimpses into the near future. The device does not facilitate actual time travel, but rather provides a visual insight into past occurrences, and potential upcoming events.
What if your eyes could regenerate themselves?
Well, well, well. What do y'all think about looking into the future? Or I like you just look behind me and see what's behind me. I'll just keep my eye on my back. I'm good. Other than that, what's up with you? Let's get black.
And potentially gain insights into future occurrences. The mechanism operates by harnessing the residual electromagnetic waves lingering from various activities. Moreover, the energy liberated enables the device to perceive the frequencies and energies existing in the fabric of space-time from historical moments and then project unfolding scenes akin to a motion picture of those occurrences. The intricate workings of these processes were not divulged by him. While he would touch upon certain locations he had observed, he refrained from disclosing many details regarding the functionality of the device or its specific whereabouts. Ernetti held a genuine apprehension that if the device fell into the hands of individuals with malevolent intentions, it could potentially lead to the establishment of the most fearsome dictatorship that humanity has ever witnessed. Ernesto claimed to have been a witness to numerous pivotal historical occurrences, spanning from the establishment of Rome in 753 BC to the obliteration of Sodom and Gomorrah, and even the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. He purported to possess evidence in the form of a photograph depicting the face of Jesus, although this image has widely been acknowledged as a fabrication. As of right now, many questions still remain, and the object's origins and whereabouts remain a mystery. The concept of time travel has captivated the human imagination for centuries, fueling countless works of literature, film, and speculative thought.
How y'all doing out
While
there
the idea
tonight?
of traversing the past or the future remains
Make sure
firmly
you
in the
follow,
realm of
like, and
science fiction,
subscribe.
the notion of time travelers has captured our collective fascination.
Sharing is definitely caring.
Stories of time travelers have permeated human culture throughout history. Ancient
Hit the
texts,
cash app
such
so I
as
can
the
give a cup
Mahabharata
of coffee.
in Hindu
That's even
mythology,
better.
or the tales of the Chinese time-traveling
Actually,
immortals, hint at the
we got
existence
so
of
much
beings
equipment
capable
to
of
get.
transcending the constraints of
So
time.
much
Some
equipment
theories propose that
already
time travel may
gotten.
not be limited to human
All we trying to
capabilities
do is
alone.
catch up, but
The
we can't
existence of
catch up
advanced
until we get
civilizations or
behind a
beings
little
from
bit
parallel
further.
dimensions
That's
has
why we
been
need your
posited as
help.
potential time travelers.
Otherwise, no coffee.
These beings, with their advanced technology or inherent abilities, may have unlocked the secrets of manipulating time and traversing different temporal planes. This time traveler recently took to social media, saying that they are burdened with a haunting message from the future. The man stated that a devastating tsunami is going to hit within the next few months, causing fear and unease. The time traveler recounted his journey through time, propelled to this moment to prevent a disaster of unparalleled magnitude. He spoke of the tsunami, its monstrous waves poised to swallow towns and the people that live in them, leaving devastation in its wake. The urgency of his message has compelled people to take his warning seriously. Skeptics raised their doubts, questioning the credibility of a man claiming to be a time traveler. Yet, the weight of his words and the sincerity etched in his message has led some to believe that this may be the real deal. The man shared some more details of the event, saying that he was sent back from a future where California had been ravaged by a catastrophic tsunami. Driven by a desire to alter the course of events, he embarked on a daring mission to warn the unsuspecting residents of the impending disaster. As of right now, news of the anonymous time traveler has spread like wildfire, with media outlets picking up the story, further capturing the public's attention, and stirring a mixture of fascination, skepticism, and fear. As the news spread, people in California have started to question whether something like this could happen. Although many didn't believe these claims, California is nestled along the volatile Pacific Ring of Fire. Among the many concerns is the potential for a devastating tsunami, a natural disaster that has wreaked havoc on coastal regions throughout history. California's proximity to the Pacific Ocean and its position along active tectonic plate boundaries makes it susceptible to seismic activity, including earthquakes, which can trigger tsunamis. The San Andreas Fault, one of the most well-known fault lines in the world, runs through the state, amplifying concerns about potential tsunami events. Additionally, the presence of submarine faults and underwater landslides further contributes to the potential for tsunami generation. While California has experienced earthquakes, including major ones like the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, which caused significant damage, the state has not witnessed a major tsunami in recent history. However, historical records show that tsunamis have struck the region in the past. The 1964 Alaska earthquake generated a tsunami that affected parts of California's coastline, emphasizing the interconnectedness of seismic events across vast distances. Recognizing the potential threat, authorities in California have implemented robust monitoring systems, early warning mechanisms, and emergency response protocols to mitigate the impact of a potential tsunami.
The gray area between hacker-hunter is not as gray as it used to be.
There are hackers out there that want nothing more than to cause damage and wreak havoc. There are hackers out there that are protecting your infrastructure.
Well, there they go again, trying to hack into my damn show. Ain't that a blip? You can't do that. We not gonna allow it now, are we? But I tell you what we will do. Put it black
Providing
on.
critical information to coastal communities.
Yeah.
Evacuation routes,
Get it on to the
designated
break
safe
of
zones,
dawn.
and public awareness campaigns aim to educate residents
Pause that,
and
Joe.
ensure preparedness
Hold
in the event
Can I
of a
pause?
tsunami.
I can't pause.
The state has also taken measures to bolster coastal resilience through land use planning, infrastructure improvements, and building codes. Strategies such as setback requirements.
Gotta have a plan, man. And mine is generational wealth and giving back to the people, back to the tribe, you know, and look out for the tribe by all means necessary. Got to look out for the tribe. All right, now where we at? Let me see. Am I on? Hold on. Let me take them off of there for a minute. Put me up on here. Yeah, I just want to make sure that the logo was showing good. So, you know, I ain't worried about too much more. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you. Oh, yeah. Oh man, we gotta do it professional by any means necessary. You know what I mean? Like you got to have 4K. Hey, looking at 6K. But I got my eye on the 12K. It's just a little bit more than the 6K. The 6K, a little bit more than that 4K sitting over there, but that's all good. Mm-hmm. Cause some move and groove, you dig? Yeah. So but I was just thinking, this is why I came out, took that thing off from that watch video, the CHRONOVISOR, the time machine. I had to take it off for a minute because I'm like, man, I peeked into the future. I'm like, shit, you gotta have 12K cinema. You gotta get that red. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all the brands. Let's just say when I'm done, I'll be able to go over to Netflix and them and say, hey, look here. I got a badass hood movie for sale. So who trying to join me? Who trying to be in it? Why don't y'all go ahead and hit that Cash App and drop your phone number on the Cash App? Because right now, you can put messages on Cash App. When you drop a dime, a 10, 20, or 50 and above, a dub and above, not asking y'all to crash out. Just get the goddamn cash out. Ah, damn it. Wait a minute, hold on. For something like that, you need, hold on, where'd it go? Oh, damn. Okay, I guess you need the whole damn 9 yards for this joint. So anyway, let's go black. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Because sometimes you need a house full of people to prove to the world that you're not funny. But in this case, If y'all do not laugh, you know what's gonna happen. I'm just testing this shit out. Know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. Elvis done goddamn left the mother friggin' world, Earth to Elvis. Actually, man, them vampires and stuff, they be like, man, Pastor Put, Pat's a Grey Poupon. That's not Grey Poupon. Oh no, that's some concoction that Diddy made. You know, mayonnaise and I don't know whatever else. You're not supposed to eat it. Although he did put it on your sandwich. But don't eat the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Now, just so y'all know, it's almost time for me to bounce. So, anyway, at the sound of the gong, I would like for everybody to at least cash out me $7 because that's a lucky number. Hold up. I got to take this other stuff off the screen so you can see the gong cash app. You can't see. I'm like, man, they was going to cash app me, but all they saw was follow, like, share, and subscribe. So at least they did throw me a thumbs up, Bro, real? A thumbs up. That's it. All right, well, I take the thumbs up, y'all. I figure if I get 50,000 thumbs up, they'll know what's up. And they'll be like, hey, that's what's up. So we need to make this cat, what you call, household name because they saw it in the coronavirus. I mean, the coronavirus. I mean, you know what I'm saying. They saw it in the coronavirus. They got a universe and they got a coronavirse. Now let's go back
Nettie,
to the
that
coronavirus.
wasn't the full story. Hidden between his carefully worded interviews and cryptic statements was a suggestion that pushed the limits even further. Ernetti claimed that the machine could do more than just replay history. It could, in some way, reveal events that had not yet happened. To understand how we got from viewing the crucifixion of Christ to peering into the future, we need to go back to a curious event in 1988. That year, more than a decade after Ernetti first spoke about the chronovisor, the Vatican issued an official warning, a decree that, on the surface, seemed oddly specific. The statement, issued under the authority of the Vatican, read, "Any person using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated." There was no further clarification or any mention of the chronovisor by name. However, shortly before his death, Ernetti made another shocking claim when he released an open letter saying Pope Pius XII forbade us to disclose any details about this device because the machine was very dangerous. It can restrain the freedom of man. Why would the Vatican release such a statement about a machine it had never acknowledged existed? Why introduce a punishment for using something that, according to some records, was nothing more than a myth? To those who believed Ernetti, the message was clear. The chronovisor had been real, and the church was now drawing a line in the sand. Not only had the device been taken and hidden, but now even the idea of trying to build or operate something like it was considered a spiritual crime. And it was around this time that a lesser-known but far more chilling claim began to surface. According to some of Ernetti's confidants and researchers who spoke with him privately, the chronovisor wasn't limited to replaying history. In its most advanced form, it could also be tuned to pick up vibrations that had not yet occurred, suggesting that time, rather than being a straight line, might actually be more like a loop, where past, present, and future all exist at once. Ernetti, always careful with his words, never offered clear proof of this, but he dropped hints. In one private letter, he described the chronovisor as being
That
able
should
to
make
tune
sense,
into
too.
events that are not yet vibrations
And he
of
was a
matter.
musician.
This
so
wasn't a wild
we know
proclamation made
a
for
little
publicity.
something about
It was a quiet,
vibration.
cryptic remark from a man
A
who had already
vibration can
risked
move
much by
stuff.
saying anything at all.
And whatever
To
happened
some, it was
never
nonsense.
stopped.
To others, it sounded
always
uncomfortably
exist.
close to what modern theoretical physics has been exploring for decades. Today, concepts like the block universe are no longer confined to science fiction. In physics, the block universe theory proposes that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously, and that time is not something we move through, but something we observe in slices. Just as we can walk through space and pass through different rooms, this theory suggests time is already there, laid out like a landscape, and we're simply moving through it moment by moment. Under this framework, the idea of tuning into the future isn't so far-fetched if you had the right tools.
Let's face it, our power grid is completely
like light, sound, or vibrations, and if those patterns were somehow preserved in a timeless field, then, in theory, it could be possible to access not only what had been, but also what would be. So, what might the Vatican have seen? Well, that's where the theories turn from strange to haunting. Ernetti never said what the chronovisor revealed about the future, but over the years the rumors have grown quickly. Some conspiracy theories claimed that the Church saw glimpses of global catastrophes like wars, environmental collapse,
That's
and
what
the
I'm talking
breakdown
about.
of world governments. Others believed the device showed signs of institutional failure, including a weakening of the Church itself, scandals,
I mean,
and
the
a
devil
spiritual
would
vacuum
own
that would grow across the
mankind.
globe.
If
There
one
are
man
even
knew
disturbing
everything.
whispers that the chronovisor may have revealed a
I
second coming
know
and a future
everything.
return of Christ,
Only God know
wrapped
everything.
in chaos, division, and judgment. These ideas were never
All
confirmed
trick
or
of the
recorded in
devil.
any official Vatican
They're trying to
publication,
trick you and me
but the
into thinking
theories
they
gained
know
traction
everything.
for one reason.
I
Why
know
did the Vatican
everything.
allegedly hide the machine in the first place? Because if the chronovisor could truly
Every
show the
damn
future,
thing.
and if what it
I
revealed
know
was dark,
everything.
violent, or destabilizing to church
bet.
doctrine or world order, then hiding it wasn't just about protecting the past. It was
Well,
about
I'ma tell
controlling
you
the
what.
narrative of the future. It was about preserving
If I could
faith
go
in a
into the
time when
future, I
too
come
much
back,
information could
and if I
fracture it
bet on Floyd
permanently.
Mayweather,
And this
y'all know
isn't
what
just
happened.
speculation confined to the past. The chronovisor continues to
need the
appear
money
in
that
modern
bad. Come on,
conspiracy
man.
forums, where people
Well,
debate
you know, I
whether
gotta
secret
get my
technology
blood.
still exists that allows powerful institutions to manipulate public understanding of history
Don't tell him I
and
said
steer
that.
future events.
Mike
It's
Tyson know me
inspired
when he
science
see me.
fiction novels, TV series, and even government disclosure
Yeah,
theories.
yeah, and I know your new
Some
name too.
rumors
Like,
suggest that the
I'm like,
original
oh,
machine was
damn.
never fully dismantled,
Oh,
but
don't be
instead
trolling your
rebuilt
page
and
later.
hidden
You
in a
know
new
that, right?
form, where it's
Oh,
been
shit,
used
I got on
quietly,
Mike Tyson bad.
away from the public eye. There are even online rumors
I'm
that
not
the
even gonna beat you
chronovisor has
up.
been
I'm gonna
replaced by more
embarrass you,
advanced versions,
Lightning.
perhaps using artificial intelligence, quantum computing, or classified surveillance satellites capable of something similar, like reconstructing the past and future through massive data analysis and electromagnetic
As a
resonance.
matter of fact,
Of course, no
I'm
proof has
gonna
been
beat
found,
your ass when
but
I
the
see you.
theories persist. And
Mama
at
said,
the
knock
center
your
of it
ass
all
out. I'm not
remains
joking.
that unanswered question. What did the Vatican see? What did a team of scientists working in
That's
secret
Mike
under the
Tyson
seal of the
beating my
church
ass.
uncover when they pointed their mysterious machine forward in time?
Hold up.
Did they see the collapse of civilizations?
You know what they
The
saw.
unraveling of truth? A prophecy unfolding too quickly? Or was it something more personal that could make even the most faithful uneasy?
Man.
But if the church truly believes the chronovisor influenced the future, then the implications go beyond doctrine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it becomes a question
are you ready?
of how much truth should be allowed to
Casper,
circulate
Wyoming,
in the
are
public
you
domain,
ready?
and whether society as a whole was prepared to handle the weight.
There's only one thing left to say. Let's get ready for the ultimate rumble! And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I need him one more minute. All right, champ, you've been doing all the talking. You've done all of your something live on television. What round will you knock him out?
I'm not calling around. One thing while we live and you can't erase this.
We turn it out.
You're not the man you were 10 years ago, right?
Right.
When I met your wife, are you the man you were 10 years ago?
this Olympic medalist now has a perfect professional record of 37 victories, including 33 knockouts. His KO percentage, the greatest in middleweight championship history. From Karaganda, Kazakhstan.
We're having a fight party tonight, y'all. Tune in. We're going to watch Mike Tyson knock out this youngin. Who was his name?
Gennady Golovkin, a.k.a.
Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynch the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to the Lord.
Wrestling fans.
Hit the cash out.
Watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, yo. Taking this drawing out the way we brought it in, y'all. Cause I looked in the coronavirus. I looked at coronavirus and it told me, don't fight Mike Tyson. Whatever you do, unless you bring your dog.
How much you paid for him? Shit, about $250,000. Do he bite? Oh yeah, he a killer. What food he eat? Shit, humans. He paying with regular. He got me good.
All right, I got one more for y'all, and then I got to go. Because we can go. No
warning, I'm coming deep in the underground. Like TJ said, I ain't fucking around. Don't give a fuck what you say. I'm coming in politely. So don't play, tread lightly. Justice and me is both blind, see. Didn't come to run away. Stand out the spot. Baby.
Thank you all for coming out and hanging out while I get this thing right. I got to
get my observation about this situation. They got me running the circle. Can I get a circle? Or a light real quick? They're making shit get real big.
Reach the mass.
No water. Come knee deep in the underground. Like GJ say, we ain't fucking around. I'm a renegade. Never drink no hater aid. It's just how I'm made. Sharp as a razor blade. Brown man, still a bad mother for you. Real deal, like something from steel. And you speak to me, like the F to the G. If you ever with me, you ready for therapy. They never know I'm a phantom night rider. In it for the people. Project Urban Gorilla. In the struggle, yo.
Oh yeah, we come
changing up the game on these lanes. Peak game. Flunk off half-grass things. But fill up your cup. If that's your fact.
So now we waiting for the film.
But me, I wasn't here. This ain't no game. You never saw me, cuz. Cause I never came.
Oh yeah.
That's them little white lies that they claim. But you know what I say?
Yeah. Shout out to all the underground.
No warning. We come knee deep in the underground. Like Jim J, we ain't fucking around. Time to stand on up. I didn't stutter.
We didn't.
I ain't got to get gangsta up in here and stick up Wild Bill Hiccup.
Now,
the homies know we got to click up, show enough.
You want the guns have the big gun.
And the bricks get picked up. Ain't so tough when the hood run you up. Shout to Ice. It looks real. The hood man of steel.
We gotta go that route.
We both lied too. Let's keep it real. I'm Morpheus. In my black power fist is a black power pill. For the resurrection of the mental dead. Like Shabaka said. Plug that shit back in their head.
Yeah, and shout out to Shabaka and Shay and Kruma helping me out tremendously on figuring out how to well, hold on, let me take this off the screen. Yeah, helped me out tremendously on how to pop those videos on. Now it's on. Now it's on, baby. Because I've been wanting, hey, y'all know we doing mobster files, right? Now, and the reason I mentioned mobster files is because now I'm going to be bringing y'all some real Albert Anastasia stuff, some real Vito Genovese type stuff. But let's not forget about what they be doing to us.
With a Fox News alert, overnight, Israel launching sweeping strikes against Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities, military sites, and top commanders.
Several Iranian military leaders and nuclear scientists believed to be dead, and right now, Israel is beginning to intercept drones sent from Iran in retaliation. But Israel says this is just the beginning of their operation.
Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action.
You are watching a special 4 a.m. edition of Fox and Friends First on this Friday morning. I'm Carly Shimkin.
During Ramadan at that.
In Israel.
Yeah, during Ramadan. So they're calling it the Ramadan War. I'm supposed to be the revolutionary voice of the people anyway. So that means that, like, oh man, there's Black Power. Let me hit y'all up with this. Memoirs of a Black Panther. Man, we're riding in the back of the SUV, right? And with P-Funk, right? With some of the P-Funk members. Let me take this other banner down. Hold up. And Gary told me, he say that's where you supposed. Wait a minute, hold on, put this down. He said that's where you. I said I had the window about right there. He said, nah, that's too high. They say here's where we ride like that, just like that. So I guess the revolutionary voice of the people will be riding with the people, just like this. Oh yeah. I said, can you do it just like that? Oh yeah. Can you do it just like that? What? Oh shucks. I tell you what, it's showtime. I wish I could show y'all the rest, but that camera's coming. The one that pans the room and follows you around and stuff. You know what I mean? That'd be a good camera to have when you got guests over that you don't trust. Just turn that joint on and make it follow their ass. Just keep eye contact. Goddamn. Or back of the head contact. Just make sure you following their ass. I'm just saying, if you have to, you know what I mean? If you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Now let me find this other thing. Oh yeah, because there's no place to be
Greetings, Black family. This is Shabaka Sankori here in Oakland, California, the birthplace of the Black Panther Party. And this here is just showing you the museum that they have here. That sits here on the corner of Telegraph and Broadway here in Oakland, California. Black Panther Party Museum. And there's a picture of the cat.
Black powerful. Oh yeah. And on your way out, hit the Cash App, Black Ophenum #1. And it's time for me to roll out. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on. I got my rollout signal so y'all know from now on when I'm about ready to. When I'm about ready to bounce.
The oldest big $1 million making in the white man's world of prestige, who speaks to his people 100% and don't give a damn about the money, being shot, take the title, take it all, and to go to jail tomorrow. I love my people, and I'm not going to sell them out, make no movies, and mislead them and marry blondes, because I'm one Negro who the boss let me come in the council, and the rest of them in the fields catching hell. I'm going to the fields and represent them if it means die. So that's why I'll fight.